Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Monday edition of Today in Sports Betting, doing it MLB style. As always, I am joined by Scott Reichel, all the way from Long Island, New York. Scotty, what's up on the island?
Nothing much. Islanders actually won a game over the weekend. It was nice. Beat New Jersey.
Saw
Uh,
that.
Nets won, which looked almost impossible, but shout out to Denver for doing Denver things.
Oof.
Other than that, yeah, Yankees had a pretty good weekend, even though they can't score. Yeah, overall, decent weekend for my sports teams.
Well, my sports team was terrible, but they made me a lot of money. So,
No, they were great, just for your narrative, not for the actual performance.
yeah, not as a fan, they were terrible, but for my pocketbook, they were very good. So.
I gotta give him a quick shout out. They probably saved LaRusse's job for another week.
He's fine.
I know.
They're not going to fire LaRussa.
No, there was just a narrative people were pushing until they were like, wait a second, if you win games, people will stop asking them to fire the manager?
Weird, right?
Yeah, Trey's how that works.
So this is going to be a short show, Scott. We've got 6 major league games scheduled, and 2 of them do have pitchers. Questions.
The beauty of MLB moving day on Monday.
Yeah, this is kind of what it is. So, we'll take a look at a couple of teams that normally don't make it onto the show, Scott. They normally don't have time. But you know what? We're not going to big league them this time. How about Boston and Baltimore? They're battling in the East.
First place, Boston.
First place, Boston Red Sox. As they take over, I don't know. Can we call them this? Are they surprising?
No, I think that
surprising Baltimore Orioles.
I'm not going to call them a diamond in the rough, but they're definitely watchable.
They're 4 under 500 after what do we have fifth? We're a little better than we're about 22% of the way through the year.
And the biggest comment I can give Baltimore right now, they're the watchable Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah. Well, if they finish up, let's see. They're 4 under right now. If they finished up 20 under 500, that would be 72 and 71 and 91. I think they'd be happy with
Assuming
that.
they can hold pace, which they're definitely not going to do, but it's enough what they're on pace for.
Yeah, Boston with a 3.5 game lead there over the Yankees and Rays. Jays just a half game back of that. All of a sudden, looks like a couple teams want to win that division. For a while, it looked like nobody wanted to win that division.
Well, Tampa had the fortune of facing off against the Angels bullpen for about 4 games.
Yeah, that worked out well for the Rays. That's good. That's good for what ails you.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a problem, though, for Baltimore, Scott. Not only are they not very good, they're really not very good at home, just 4 and 13. On the season there in Camden Yards, almost like they pitch in a little junk ballpark and probably give up a ton of home runs. What do you think?
I was going to say, it's kind of a problem when you're in a hitter's-friendly ballpark and your team can't hit as well as the other team.
We've designed our team to hit a lot of doubles, and they're really fast. Mm-hmm. Ooh, in Camden Yard, good call.
I mean, it's like you look at – it's a similar sort of what's going on. I mean, I guess they're hovering around 500, but it's kind of like what the Rockies have in Coors. You have a lineup, but you can't pitch, and you're in a hitter's-friendly ballpark, and you're probably going to give up at least 6 on any given night. And if you have a hard time getting past 4, you're not going to win many home games.
Who's hovering around 500?
I said Baltimore's 4 under.
Yeah, who's hovering around? I think you said Colorado was hovering.
No, I'm saying that the struggles at home are comparable to Colorado struggles in general because
yes,
they're in a hitter's-friendly ballpark and they can't pitch. Or most of the guys can't pitch, and hitting-wise, they're not awful, but they're not very good.
Although, weirdly, Colorado's horrible away from Coors. They're 2 and 14 on the road this year.
I don't know, you look at Colorado, and that team at home is averaging like 6 runs a game. They're like top 10 in runs, and on the road, they're averaging like 3.5 runs per game.
Surprise!
Yeah, but
how would you like to see Colorado come to Baltimore? Somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to do something offensively.
So let's take a look at the odds, Scott, since it's pretty obvious who we like here. So Boston, as you might guess, is laying a price of minus 140. Scott.
You forgot to mention who's pitching.
Martin Perez, Scott.
And who's he against?
He's against Jorge Lopez. Ex-Royal, Scott. Ex-Royal. That's the best thing I can say about Jorge Lopez, although I will say that they did a nice job of jettisoning him, Senor Lopez.
So my question for you is, do you think leading up to this game, do they push, I say like chop batting practice in half because the actual game should be batting practice, or do you think they keep the full session in?
I think they keep the full session. Scott, I know I just gave you a whole bunch of reasons that you shouldn't bet on Baltimore here, but Lopez has actually pitched pretty well his last 2 times out. He's given up just 3 earned in 8 2/3 innings. Not dreadful. We faded him pretty good there, and we got away with it a couple times, but he actually jumped up and bit us. I'm going to take the Birds at plus money, because Perez just has not been good. He has not been good this season so far. I'm just not. I've never been a Martin Perez fan, and I'm certainly not a fan here. And again, he's pitched okay. Had a rough start to the season. He's pitched better lately. He's given up just 5 earned in his last 3 starts, covering 15 innings. So that's what 3.0 ERA roughly. Yeah. Okay. Striking out guys, not walking a lot, but I think there's value on the Birds here. I'll take a little spin at get it somewhere in the neighborhood of plus 130.
I'm not going to overthink this one. I like the over. I'm just looking at the ballpark they play in.
Yeah.
Boston being a very good offensive team, and the fact that Lopez pitched against the Red Sox earlier this season, 15.75 ERA. He got killed. 4 innings, 7 runs. It was an absolute destruction, and now he faces them again. I don't think it's going to get much better. Now, Perez on the road has actually been decent, so he has a lot of home issues, but on the road definitely has been more comfortable. At the end of the day, you're looking at a total of 9 with these 2 pitchers, and we know Boston's bullpen is awful.
Yep.
So you're looking at a 5-4 game as a push. Sure, I think Boston could score 7 runs in this game.
Yeah, here's the problem. Here's the problem with Perez is this is a team that's given up 27 runs when he's pitched so far this season in 6 games. So they're not afraid, despite how good he may or may not pitch, they're not afraid to give up some runs. And
it's all bullpen.
Yeah, that's the definitely the problem with the bullpen there. So
the way that I'm looking at it is if Boston already had a lot of success against Lopez, they should do well. And if you assume Baltimore, even against Boston's bullpen, gives you 3 or 4, that's probably good enough to get you at least a push on the over. So I like the over.
Yeah, you would think so. This is a Baltimore pen that's been surprisingly good, Scott.
Yeah.
3.46 on the season, 3.60 at home, 1.17 whip. Still like my Birds. I'll take the Birds. You can handle that total.
Okay.
All right. What else we got? What else we got numbers for here? I want to head.
We got Rangers Giants.
Yeah, let's head out west, buddy. Let's head out west as Kyle Gibson goes up against Alex Wood.
Underrated pitching matchup there.
Something like that. Giants big favorite here minus. Oh, you can find it anywhere from 137 to 157 right now, Scott, but generally seems to have settled about in the mid 140s. What I'm more interested in here, Scott, is the total of 7. Now, I know it's San Francisco, and they don't score a lot of runs, and I know it's San Francisco at night, and it makes it difficult to hit the long ball there. But are we really believing these 2 pitchers?
All I'm going to say is that I like the under more than I like the over. Would I ever play a total of 7 with these 2 teams? Absolutely not. But I can understand why the number is this low.
Oh, I get it. If you look at the stats of these pitchers, Gibson, 2.40 ERA, 104 whip.
It's also the Giants at home. I mean, that's a whole separate animal.
I know.
They play games like it's still in the dead ball era.
Boy, that's no lie. And Alex Wood, 1.96 ERA, 0.73 whip, Scott.
Yep.
I don't know what planet I am living on.
If I had to pick a side here, which I do for the sake of the show, I'm going to take plus money. I know you like Baltimore plus money there.
Yep.
In the previous game, but plus 130 in a game that should have a very, very small amount of runs. I'll take the plus 130 where you assume the Giants might win with 4 runs tops. So give me Texas. I think that line should be closer to, I'd say, minus 120, minus 125 instead of minus 140. That sounds too high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll take – and I think we can get somewhere in the neighborhood of plus 135 or plus 140, depending on where you go.
By the way, speaking of a crazy year, the 500 Texas Rangers. 500, 18-18.
When in doubt, Scott, take the Mizzou pitcher. Take Kyle Gibson.
Okay.
Texas 500, Royals 500.
Well, the Royals you should kind of throw out because they were a great story.
Are they not 500?
No, they're below 500 now.
Oh, that's right. They're 16, 17. That's right.
They were 16-9. That feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. They no longer have the best record in baseball.
I think Pittsburgh's also lost like 9 of 10, and they got off to a hot start.
They weren't awful, but yeah,
they've been getting killed.
They're 2-8 over their last 10. They're 14-9 now, so they've gone 6 under. So they were 1 over 10 games ago.
Yeah, there's only 2 teams that got the memo that they're supposed to be bad from start to finish, and that's Detroit and Colorado.
Well, they've certainly done their job.
Yeah, but you're looking at plus 130 here for Texas. That seems a little bit too much value to pass on.
Yep, agreed.
And that's all I got. That's all I got for baseball.
Yep, me too. Like I said, the other games we don't have pitching matchups yet. So you're getting off light tonight, guys. There you go. Get yourself a beer. Call it an early night. If you're looking for information on these games or some of the other games as they get the pitching matchups filled in, don't forget to stop by and check out winnersandwhiners.com. Deep dives into every game every single day. It is always there and always what, Scott?
Free,
100% free. You won't find a better resource anywhere on the internet. Check out winnersandwhiners.com, won't you? And of course, we wish you nothing but the best on all of your plays today. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money when you head back to the window. You guys have a great day. For me, for Scott, for all of us at Winners and Whiners, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Today in Sports Betting.